Back on Local 24 this week, talking exclusively about what we think is probably the biggest story of the year, and that's the removal of the Confederate statues from two former parks. And we have Bruce McMillan and Mayor Jim Strickland here to talk about all different aspects of it. Some interesting developments in the first segment. Now in the second segment, I want to ask you about the backlash to this decision coming from all sides. All you have to do, honestly, is go on the city Facebook page. And it's pretty depressing, honestly. There's so much criticism of the city. And I just wonder, as mayor, you know, what's your reaction to that?
Well, first of all, I don't read social media comments.
Well, that's a good thing in this week.
I think in general it's a good rule of life, by the way. It depresses you and it drags you down because there's so many hateful, angry people out there. But I've heard about it for sure, and I feel bad that the city I love is being attacked because of an action that I took. I do feel bad about that, but I think the action we took was right. And as I understand, 95% of those people posting comments don't live in our city. So that makes me feel good. And I think the overwhelming majority of people who live in the city wanted those statues down in a legal manner, and that's what we delivered.
Well, it does often bear repeating that you did have the Chamber of Commerce behind this. You had black and white ministers behind this. There was much more of a consortium that wanted them down in recent months. One person, though, who would disagree with all of that is a gentleman by the name of Todd Starnes. He's a commentator for Fox News, and he speaks for a lot of people, so that's why we're putting his comments on the screen here, and I want you to respond to it. He's a former Memphian. He said, instead of following the ruling, the mayor and the city council concocted a nefarious plan to disobey the law and take down the statues in the dark of night. They violated their oath of office, and they desecrated a gravesite. I urge the governor and the state legislature to launch an immediate investigation of the corruption that has infested Memphis City Hall. The law demands it, he says. And he also says, I look forward to the day when Mayor and members of the city council are removed from office and hauled out of the city hall in handcuffs. Strong words from a national commentator.
He's a liar. He's a liar who doesn't know what he's doing and trying to get attention to himself.
What's he lying about?
Well, what's not illegal? Yeah. Well, cite a law that we violated. Cite one law that prohibits a city from selling its land. There is no law.
Well, he, I believe, feels that what you violated was the Tennessee Historical Commission's law.
I can address that. The mayor charged me with getting past this before the MLK 50 commemoration and doing it lawfully. Make sure it's done lawfully. As you know, the mayor is a lawyer, and we both understood that we had to do it lawfully. The removal of the statues were done lawfully. The Tennessee Historic Commission's statute lists a number of things that you can't do to those statues. Okay, you can't desecrate them, you can't cover them, you can't obstruct them. They listed a long line of things, but one thing that they left out that they could have added in there was you can't sell them. You can't sell the property. That was not added into it. We knew what we were prohibited to do by law, and we acted in the spirit of the law. We did not violate anything in the Tennessee Historical Commission legal statute. We did not do anything to violate that, and I'm a little offended that someone would just spout off something like that without having done any research or any thought done to it. But I can assure you there were no laws violated, there were no state laws violated, no federal laws violated, nor were there any city ordinances violated.
Playing devil's advocate with you, though, could I not also find lawyers who would say that laws were violated here?
So far, there hadn't been any. I mean, you hear the allegations, but cite to me the law that was violated.
Well, you also hear concern about the timing of the city council, how quickly the statues came down after that vote, and there wasn't enough time for public comment or
But Richard, those are straw man arguments. I mean, when we as a city pave streets and do street work, the public loves it when we do it at night and not interrupt rush hour traffic. They celebrate that. It was 6 o'clock. It was not midnight. It was 6 o'clock. We did that so that rush hour down Union Avenue could pass. That's a straw man argument. What they don't want, is that the statues were removed. And that's what this is all about.
Confederate